Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I'm joining Sandra from Schwowin's Nest for the Goodwill Wreath Collab 2020. In this collab we were to take something from the Goodwill and incorporate it into a wreath. I'm going to be putting a link to Sandra's page below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other ladies that have joined us with this collab. If you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. Okay, I had gotten this at Goodwill a long time ago for 99 cents. And it didn't have a glass to it. It's just a really good sturdy wood frame. But it does have some nails in here. I guess they use that to try and keep glass in. So I'm just going to take the nails out, and I'm going to give these a good painting. I'm going to base coat it with white, and then I'm going to paint it with gold. And then I think I might give it a sponge of silver over top. We'll see if I think it needs it or not. So we'll be back after I'm done with that. Okay, I've got one coat of the white paint on. And although it's not a solid coat, you can see some wood coming through. I think it'll cover it good enough, since I'm going to be putting two other colors on. So the next thing I'm going to put on is some gold. Looks like I'm going to be using the folk art, because my deco seems to be just a little bit thick. Anyway, I'm going to put a coat, maybe two of this gold on. Yeah, I think it's going to need two. And we'll be back after that dries. Okay, I ended up mixing a little water with this and got it working. It's a little thicker than usual, but I like the shade of gold much better. I wish that it were warmer outside and not raining, and I could have used some spray paint, which would have saved me a lot of time. But I got a good gold coat on there, and it was only one coat over top of the white. Now I have a kitchen sponge, and I'm just going to cut a strip. And I've got this folk art silver. It's called metallic silver sterling. And I'm just going to put a little puddle of that in the plate. And I'm going to just gently put that on the sponge and just sponge it on. And I'm going to do that all over, and I'm going to keep playing until I get it the shade that I want, and then we'll be back. Okay, I got the silver on, and you can see that it's mostly on the raised areas. I mean, there's a little tiny bit on top of the gold, but it's mostly on the raised. And this is gold, but it's not that blaring, cheap looking gold. This actually has a champagne gold look. So the next thing I did was I printed out something I'd found on the internet, and it is an Irish blessing. And I put this on cardstock. And I'm going to tuck this in there, and I think I'm going to use some double stick tape for this. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, all I did was take a piece of the double stick tape and I cut it. And I know it's next to impossible to see, but I cut it into a very, very thin strip. And I put top, bottom, and both sides. And I wouldn't have to do this if the frame had glass, but it doesn't. And this does have these little metal pieces in the sides, so I'm just going to tuck this underneath there. And tuck the bottom under. And there's the first part. On to the next. Okay, I put a chenille stem in the center of this hanger that is on the frame, and I'm going to use this to attach to my grapevine wreath. And I also got out my bag of St. Patrick's Day florals and all the little cute stuff that I saved from the last couple years. And we're going to be playing with this. But the first thing I'm going to do is attach this picture to the center of the wreath. Okay, there is the frame on the wreath, and I don't know if you can see how it's attached. I just have some of the chenille stem above and some below so that there's some wreath in between to grab it. And that's on there very well. I mean, it's bouncing, but it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, now I'm just going to get out all my flowers, and I'm just going to randomly put them all around this frame. Okay, I took everything out of that bag, and it's amazing how much, you can see how much I've got here. It was, in that gallon size bag. But I'm just arranging the different types so that I can spread them out evenly. Like these are all the white. And there's the green and gold. And the green and, I don't know, barely glittered. Of course, you know me, I like the ones with a lot of glitter. And I honestly don't know which ones I like better, the green glitter or the gold glitter, but hey, as long as it's glitter, I'm a happy girl. Okay, now all I'm going to do is, like always, I'm going to stick this, if I can get you over here, I'm going to stick this in the grapevine. And the grapevine, you can see that I'm just sticking that right in between, and that grapevine will hold it. I mean, I don't have to glue at all. And the main reason that I don't glue the florals onto my wreaths is because, first of all, I don't have the room to store a whole bunch of wreaths. I can't afford to be throwing them out or to be donating them all the time. So I just tuck this stuff in, and at the end of St. Patty's Day and right before we get to Easter, I'll be taking all of this stuff out, putting it back in the bag, and starting on the Easter stuff. So I'm going to try and separate these. You know how I am about odd numbers. Odd numbers are so much more pleasing to the eyes. Now, let's see if you can see that I started with my usual star. And now I'm going to fill in a second star, and this will actually make it kind of even. I'm just going to keep filling in all the way around. And after I get all the green in there, then I'm going to start in on the white, and then we'll start working on the little additions that I have. Okay, I've got all the little green carnations all the way around the frame. And now I'm going to start putting things like the shamrocks and the coins in. And let's see. Okay, I have 8 of the shamrocks and 6 of the coins. So I'm going to try and get them pretty much evenly dispersed all the way around, and this is going to be done. And there it is, all done. It's ready to be hung on my door. It's ready to welcome in the luck of the Irish. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone. And thank you, Sandy, for inviting me to join your collab. I had fun.